There is no more wonderful season than the season of lights, commonly referred to as the Christmas season. To me, there is a spirit about Christmas, not just in a religious context, but certainly a spirit that encompasses goodwill amongst all the participants in the holiday. You have a true sense of association with Christmas. I think each of us in our mind have memories that are buried or half hidden that bring us back to the true meaning of Christmas, which is much deeper than just the lights and the Christmas tree and the carols that we sing. It is about the giving one to another, the way we celebrate love as we celebrate the holiday season. The spirit of Christmas is the spirit of family, and in my newest painting, we really see families coming together. I turned the clock back and created an imaginary setting inspired by paintings I have seen in the great tradition of holiday imagery that dates back to Currier and Ives. You look at early paintings and prints in the American Christmas tradition, and you have a great celebration of the European heritage of the holiday. In this case, I utilized a common device seen in Christmas paintings, the evening mail coach. This is the coach that carries the mail from village to village in the English countryside. It was also a tradition on Christmas Eve to herald the coming of Christmas with a trumpeter and other revelers who gather on the evening mail and make their way from village to village proclaiming, "The day is come, Christmas is here, time to celebrate a new season." In my painting, the evening mail carriage makes its way over a traditional stone bridge. I've painted bridges of this sort in many of my most popular paintings. I think everyone enjoys bridges because they're symbolic of transition in life. You have the sense that you cross over the bridge to new opportunities, new beginnings. I enjoyed painting the ice-bound stream and the revelers who gather on a Christmas Eve to skate, to build a festive fire, and even to embark on a little sledding. We see a natural evergreen tree growing tall in the foreground, and of course celebration is happening around the tree as decorations are put upon it. A watchful dog with her puppies stands at the edge of the composition, almost leading our eye to gaze upon the distant vista. I've chosen a vantage point that is a little higher than my normal viewpoint so that we might look down upon the scene and revel in all the details. A snowman on the right of the composition is a whimsical touch. I couldn't resist adding his carrot nose and the eyes made of coal. Of course, a top hat adorns his head, another reminder that we are turning the clock back a little to the Victorian era. In the distance, we see a classic Gothic spire, the village church of stone that rises up from the landscape as though it were planted and grew there. Christmas Eve is upon us, and the sun will soon set. The lights are lit, the lampposts are all ablaze, and we see colorful Christmas lights that guide our way through the composition. I always enjoy visitors to the studio who comment on the work in progress. In this case, it was fun to hear how many people commented on the Dickensian feel, the painting very reminiscent of the great stories of Charles Dickens, as he tried to create a characterization of Christmas that was timeless. Truly, in A Christmas Carol and other stories, we have many clues to the traditional methods of celebrating Christmas. Some of those traditions have remained with us to this day. But of course, when we turn the clock back, we have a sense that we are seeing something timeless, as though this were a glimpse into an earlier day that perhaps is not so different from our own. I enjoyed all the colors of snow, the coolness of colors in the shadow and the warmth as the snow catches the reflected light. In the foreground, we see the reflection of the sun as it glistens on the hillside. There is a sense of warmth even in the coolness of winter. I deliberately used a slightly impressionistic technique, something that would suggest the timelessness of this subject. The painting, to my eye at least, looks as though it could have been painted 100 years ago. I used many countless glazes to lend a richness to the color, as though the painting had aged like fine wine, or mellowed like a vintage book that you cherish as you turn the pages. The overall coloration of the painting creates a mellow nostalgia, and yet there are definite points of intense light that glow with a hopeful note, as though the painting is a reminder that at Christmas more than ever we celebrate the light of hope. After all, Christmas is called the season of lights, and I think I use just about every type of light I could think of. We have the sunlight as the sun is setting in the distance, the coach light, the light pouring from the windows, the light of a Christmas star. As we dim the lights on this painting, we see a special glow that reminds us that evening is coming. It's as though the coolness and crispness of the evening is gathering into the shadows as the glow gets even more radiant in the lit areas. As we begin to bring the lights back up on the painting, as though Christmas morning is upon us and the sun is rising and the light is beginning to illuminate the landscape once again. This is a painting that can be displayed year-round for those who keep the spirit of Christmas ever present, or for those who like to have Christmas decorations that they bring out during the season. This painting can be a part of the Christmas tradition for those families that own the painting. I hope this painting will be a treasure that is passed down generation to generation, bringing a reminder of the values of Christmas, or what I refer to as the spirit of Christmas. Like all my paintings, the goal of the spirit of Christmas is to bring hope and joy. And much like the season itself, this is a reminder of peace on earth and goodwill to men. And my prayer is this painting is a symbol of the hope which truly is the spirit of Christmas.